Welcome to Motivational Humanity. You are not alone. Good morning. Today I want to talk about what it means to be a woman rowing north, a metaphor for navigating life's transitions, challenges, and triumphs. As women, we face the currents of change, the storms of doubt, and the quiet waters of joy. But in all of it, we are rowers, moving forward with courage, connection, and a profound sense of purpose. Let me share you. Rowing north, especially as women, requires us to acknowledge that the waters we navigate are not always calm. There will be moments when we are unsure, moments when we doubt ourselves, and times when we feel exposed, perhaps even broken. But what if I told you that this very vulnerability, the willingness to show up with all of our flaws, our imperfections, and our uncertainties is what makes us strong? Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness in a world that values perfection and control. We are conditioned to believe that being vulnerable means being fragile or easily hurt. But the truth is, vulnerability is where our greatest power resides. It is in the moments when we step forward without knowing exactly what will happen next, when we allow ourselves to be seen for who we truly are, without the masks we often wear to protect ourselves. When we embrace vulnerability, we give ourselves permission to grow. We acknowledge that we don't have all the answers, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay, it's essential. The courage to be vulnerable allows us to connect more deeply with others. It creates space for authenticity and realness in relationships. When we show up as our true selves, we give others the permission to do the same. This creates a ripple effect, one that empowers us to collectively face challenges with more openness, more understanding, and more empathy. The reality is, we cannot control everything, nor should we try. Life's unpredictable nature demands that we be adaptable. And the best way to do that is to allow ourselves the grace to be imperfect, to be human. Vulnerability is not about being weak. It is about acknowledging our humanity. And it is that very acknowledgement that gives us the strength to move through challenges with resilience. So as you row north in your own life, I encourage you to hold your vulnerability close. It is not a burden to bear, but a source of immense strength. It takes incredible courage to be vulnerable, to face the unknown, and to trust that we will find our way. But with each stroke forward, we are not only navigating the waters of life, we are defining what strength truly is. As we journey through life, society often sends us the message that age is something to be feared, something that marks the beginning of decline. There's a pervasive myth that with each passing year, we lose something vital, our energy, our relevance, our ability to make an impact. But I want to challenge that belief. Age is not a limitation, it is a power source. The truth is that with every year, every decade, we accumulate wisdom, resilience, and strength. These qualities are the byproducts of the experiences we've lived, the challenges we've overcome, and the lessons we've learned. Each wrinkle, each gray hair, each new ache tells the story of how far we've come, how much we've fought to be here. These marks of age aren't signs of defeat, they are symbols of triumph. What's remarkable is that with age comes a clearer understanding of what matters most. The self-doubt that might have plagued us in our younger years begins to fade as we grow more comfortable in our inched in. We are no longer driven by the need for validation from others, nor do we feel pressured to conform to societal expectations. Instead, we begin to define success on our own terms. We understand that it's not about looking young or fitting a mold, it's about embracing the fullness of who we are and who we are becoming. Age also brings perspective. We see the bigger picture, we recognize patterns, and we are more capable of making decisions rooted in deep knowing rather than fleeting emotions or external pressures. This perspective is invaluable both in personal life and in the work we do. We learn to prioritize what truly matters: relationships, personal growth, and the pursuit of our deepest passions. It's easy to think that the best years are behind us, but the reality is the most powerful chapters of our lives are often the ones still ahead. With each year, we have the opportunity to rewrite the narrative, to take the lessons we've learned and apply them in new, meaningful ways. Our accumulated wisdom gives us the confidence to venture into new territories, to take on challenges we might have avoided before. Age frees us from the constraints of trying to be everything to everyone, allowing us to focus on what truly ignites our spirit. The beauty of age is that it gives us permission to change, to evolve, and to expand. Where others may see a ticking clock, we can see a canvas ready to be filled with new experiences, new connections, and new dreams. So the next time someone tells you that age is a limitation, remember you are a powerhouse of experience, resilience, and possibility. You are not growing older, you are growing wiser, stronger, and more capable than ever before. Connection is not just a nice to have in life, it's the current that propels us forward, the invisible force that powers us through the roughest waters. Human beings are inherently wired to connect with others. We thrive on relationships, shared experiences, and the emotional bonds that tie us together. It's in our nature to seek understanding, empathy, and collaboration, and in doing so, we unlock the potential to move forward, not just as individuals, but as a collective. As we row through life, we often come across moments where the current seems weak, where we feel isolated or disconnected. But these moments are precisely when connection becomes even more vital. Without connection, we risk drifting aimlessly. With connection, we gain direction, purpose, and strength. When we have others beside us, cheering us on or walking with us through the storms, the journey becomes not just bearable, but meaningful. One of the most beautiful aspects of connection is the way it multiplies energy. When we connect with someone, whether it's a friend, a partner, a mentor, or even a stranger, we create a ripple effect that reverberates beyond the immediate moment. The energy we give and receive has a way of propelling us forward. Think about the people who have encouraged you when you were unsure of yourself, the friends who've picked you up when you've fallen, or the strangers whose kindness changed the course of your day. These moments of connection don't just help us survive, they help us thrive. In today's world, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that we can go it alone. We live in a culture that often emphasizes independence and self-sufficiency. But the truth is, no one is truly self-made. We are all the product of the connections we've made along the way. From the small gestures of kindness to the deep, soul-nurturing relationships that anchor us, connection is the thread that weaves us together. It's the foundation of community, the basis of love, and the wellspring of support that helps us navigate the most difficult times. Connection also has a profound way of teaching us about ourselves. In our interactions with others, we are mirrored, reflected, and challenged. It is through connection that we learn empathy, understanding, and compassion. We learn to see the world through someone else's eyes, and in doing so, we grow as human beings. Connection isn't just about getting what we need, it's about giving and receiving in equal measure, creating a bond that allows both parties to flourish. In the context of the journey we're all on, the importance of connection cannot be overstated. It's not just about the people we hold closest to us, though they are incredibly important. It's about extending ourselves beyond our immediate circles, reaching out to others, offering a listening ear, a helping hand, or simply being present. Every act of connection strengthens the collective fabric of humanity, reminding us that we are never truly alone. As you row north in your own life, remember that connection is the current that will always move you forward. It will carry you when you feel stuck. It will buoy you when you feel stuck. It will buoy you when the waters are rough, and it will guide you when you lose your way. Never underestimate the power of the people around you. Together, we create a force strong enough to weather any storm and reach any shore. Success is a concept that often feels predetermined by society, defined by external markers like career achievements, material wealth, or societal approval. From a young age, we are told that success looks a certain way, that it's about reaching specific milestones, acquiring things, and accumulating accolades. However, as we mature and navigate life's complexities, we begin to realize that true success is not a one-size-fits-all blueprint. It's something far more personal, fluid, and deeply connected to who we are and what we value. Success, when viewed through this lens, is an evolving and unique reflection of our own journey, not a set of external standards. To redefine success on your own terms, you first need to peel away the layers of what you've been taught and challenge the assumptions you've internalized. Often we measure ourselves against the yardstick set by others, measuring our worth by the achievements of our peers, the lives portrayed in the media, or the ideals that culture dictates. But this approach, while seemingly motivating, can leave us feeling disconnected from our own truth. We end up chasing a version of success that isn't ours to begin with. And that can lead to feelings of emptiness, burnout, or dissatisfaction. The first step in redefining success is to ask yourself what truly matters to me. What gives me a sense of fulfillment and purpose? These are the questions that, when answered honestly, can help you create a vision of success that aligns with your authentic self. It might look different from what others expect, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay, it's empowering. Because when you redefine success on your own terms, you begin to live with intention, rather than just following the current or measuring up to someone else's ideals. This kind of success is deeply personal. It's about creating a life that reflects your values, passions, and desires. For some, success might mean achieving a certain level of career recognition or financial independence. For others, it could be the ability to cultivate meaningful relationships, prioritize personal growth, or make a positive impact in their communities. Success might even be as simple as finding peace of mind, feeling joy in the present moment, or living with authenticity. The key is that it is yours to define, and it can be anything that brings you a deep sense of fulfillment. Part of redefining success is embracing the idea that success isn't linear. It doesn't follow a clear path with neatly marked milestones. Life isn't a race with a fixed finish line. The journey itself is where the richness lies. It's about taking the time to pause and reflect, to recalibrate and to course correct when needed. It's also about accepting that setbacks and failures are part of the process, not signs of defeat. Every obstacle, every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow, adding depth to your definition of success. Another aspect of redefining success is moving away from comparison. It's all too easy to look at others and think we should be further along, achieving more, or living a life that mirrors theirs, but comparison only steals our peace. It distracts us from our own path and undermines our confidence. The truth is, everyone's journey is different, and someone else's definition of success does not diminish your own. It's vital to honor your unique path, trust the timing of your life, and recognize that you are exactly where you need to be. Success on your terms also means embracing balance. We live in a culture that often glorifies hustle and productivity, but true success comes from creating a life that is sustainable and nourishing. It's about finding equilibrium between work, rest, relationships, and personal growth. It's about taking time for self-care, nurturing your emotional well-being, and allowing yourself the space to simply be. By rejecting the all-or-nothing mentality and embracing a more holistic view of success, you can build a life that honors your well-being while still pursuing your goals. Ultimately, redefining success is about releasing the pressure of others' expectations and trusting yourself. It's about honoring your own pace, your own values, and your own dreams. Success is not a destination to arrive at, but a journey to be lived. It's about creating a life that feels deeply aligned with who you are and what you truly want to experience. So take the time to reflect on what success means for you. Don't be afraid to let go of the definition that no longer serves you. Own your narrative, live authentically, and remember that the true measure of success is not what you achieve externally, but how you feel within. When you redefine success on your terms, you will find that the journey becomes infinitely more meaningful, fulfilling, and joyful. Letting go is one of the most powerful, yet often misunderstood actions we can take in life. It requires immense courage and trust in ourselves and the process of life. So many of us carry around unnecessary burdens, emotional, physical, and mental, that weigh us down and prevent us from moving forward. These burdens might come from past experiences, regrets, old wounds, or expectations we've placed on ourselves or allowed others to place on us. Letting go is not about giving up or admitting defeat. It is about making the conscious choice to release what no longer serves us, allowing us the freedom to step into a new chapter of our lives with a lighter heart, an open mind, and the space to grow. At its core, letting go is an act of self-love and self-preservation. When we hold on to things, whether they are toxic relationships, past mistakes, or outdated beliefs, we are essentially keeping ourselves stuck in a place of stagnation. We're carrying around the emotional weight of situations that are no longer part of our present reality, and in doing so, we limit our ability to move forward and embrace the possibilities that lie ahead. It's like trying to row a boat forward while holding onto an anchor. No matter how hard we row, we won't make progress unless we let go of the things holding us back. Letting go can be particularly challenging because it often involves facing our fears, our insecurities, and the discomfort of uncertainty. We fear what will happen if we let go of control, if we release our grip on something that has defined us for so long. What will we be without it? Who will we be without that weight? These questions can feel overwhelming, but the truth is, when we let go, we don't lose ourselves. Instead, we give ourselves the chance to rediscover who we are beyond the limitations we've placed on ourselves. It's also important to recognize that letting go isn't a one-time event, it's a process. It can take time to detach from things that have become familiar, even if they are no longer serving us. We may find ourselves holding on again, only to realize that the letting go process isn't linear. There may be moments of doubt, moments of nostalgia, moments where the old patterns creep back in. But with each attempt, each release, we grow stronger, more resilient, and more attuned to what we truly need. One of the most powerful forms of letting go is releasing our attachment to perfection. Many of us hold on tightly to the idea that everything must be perfect, that we must always be doing more, achieving more, being more. But perfection is an illusion, a moving target that can never truly be reached. It's exhausting to chase something that doesn't exist, and it only keeps us trapped in cycles of self-judgment. When we let go of the need for perfection, we make space for progress, for growth, and for self-compassion. We give ourselves permission to be human, to be imperfect, and to embrace the beauty of the messy, unpolished journey. Letting go also requires us to release the grip we have on other people's opinions and expectations. It's easy to get caught in the trap of living for others, of shaping our choices based on what we think will please those around us. But when we do this, we lose sight of who we are and what we truly want. Letting go of the need for external validation is one of the most freeing things we can do for ourselves. It allows us to live authentically, to make choices that align with our values, and to step into our power without fear of judgment or criticism. One of the most profound ways to let go is by accepting the things we cannot change. Life is full of circumstances beyond our control, and often it's in trying to force situations to fit our desires that we experience the most suffering. Letting go means surrendering to the flow of life, trusting that we don't need to have everything figured out. It means accepting that some things are simply not meant to be, and that we have the ability to adapt, grow, and find peace even in the midst of uncertainty. This doesn't mean we resign ourselves to passivity or complacency. It means we stop fighting against what is and begin to flow with what could be. The power of letting go also lies in its ability to create space. When we release the old, the outdated, and the unnecessary, we open ourselves to new possibilities. We invite in fresh opportunities, relationships, and experiences that were previously blocked by our attachments. Letting go is like clearing the clutter from our mental and emotional space so that we can focus on what truly matters. It's like spring cleaning for the soul, making room for soul, making room for joy, peace, creativity, and new growth. Ultimately, letting go is about trusting in the process of life. It's about believing that we are resilient enough to navigate change and that we are worthy of the space and freedom that come with release. When we let go, we are not losing anything valuable. We are gaining the ability to step into a future that is aligned with who we are today. We give ourselves the gift of new beginnings, of fresh perspectives, and of the peace that comes with knowing that we are always evolving. The act of letting go may seem daunting, but it is the very thing that will set us free and allow us to move forward with greater clarity, confidence, and purpose. Navigating change requires a level of courage that many of us don't often recognize within ourselves until we are forced to tap into it. Change in all its forms can be uncomfortable and unsettling. Whether it's a shift in our personal lives, professional landscapes, or internal selves, change often comes with uncertainty and fear. Yet it is also the very thing that propels us forward, that opens up new possibilities, and that ultimately shapes the course of our lives. The courage to navigate change is not the absence of fear, but rather the decision to move forward despite it. At its core, courage is the ability to take action, even when we don't have all the answers, when we can't predict the outcome, and when the future seems shrouded in ambiguity. It's about embracing the unknown, trusting that we have the strength to handle whatever comes our way, and choosing to step into discomfort rather than remain in the safety of the familiar. Change, while daunting, is a necessary part of growth. Without change, we remain stagnant, bound by old habits, outdated beliefs, and circumstances that no longer serve us. Courage is what gives us the fuel to step out of those comfortable zones and into the realms of possibility. But this kind of courage isn't something that comes naturally to everyone. The fear of change can be paralyzing, especially when we are faced with transitions that feel too big or too overwhelming. Whether it's a career pivot, a move to a new city, the loss of a loved one, or a shift in relationships, these changes can stir up deep feelings of vulnerability. And yet it is in these moments that our courage is most needed. Courage is not about having all the tools to handle change. It's about trusting ourselves to figure things out along the way. It's about taking the first step even when we don't have the map to guide us. Navigating change also requires a level of self-compassion. When we're in the midst of change, it's easy to become critical of ourselves. We question our decisions, wonder if we're making the right choices, and often feel the weight of judgment either from others or from within. But courage isn't about being perfect, it's about being kind to ourselves in the face of imperfection. It's about acknowledging that mistakes and setbacks are part of the process and that these missteps do not define us. Self-compassion gives us the grace to move through change with the understanding that it's okay to not have it all figured out, that it's okay to stumble, and that each moment is an opportunity to learn and grow. An important aspect of cultivating courage is recognizing that change is often a choice, even if it feels like it's been thrust upon us. When we can reframe change as something we have the power to embrace and shape rather than something that is happening to us, we regain a sense of agency and control. It's about shifting our mindset from one of fear and resistance to one of openness and possibility. The stories we tell ourselves about change can either trap us in a cycle of anxiety and doubt, or they can empower us to take bold action and trust in the unfolding of our journey. When we embrace change as a positive force, we invite growth, new opportunities, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. Courage also thrives in community. One of the most powerful ways to navigate change is to lean on others who have either been through similar experiences or who can offer support, guidance, and encouragement along the way. Courage is often contagious. When we see others taking bold steps, making changes, and growing in the face of adversity, it inspires us to do the same. It reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles and that there is strength in connection. The people we surround ourselves with can lift us up, help us find clarity, and provide the emotional and practical support needed to make change feel less daunting. Another crucial element of courage in the face of change is acceptance. Change, by its very nature, involves letting go of the old and embracing the new. And letting go can be painful. It requires us to relinquish attachments to what we know, even when it's comfortable or familiar. But the acceptance of change is what opens the door to new possibilities. It's about acknowledging that what is no longer serving us needs to be released so that we can make space for the new to enter. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation, it means allowing the flow of life to move through us and trusting that we are exactly where we need to be, even if it doesn't always feel that way. To truly cultivate courage, we must also be willing to be patient with ourselves as we adjust to change. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and neither does the process of adapting to new circumstances. It's important to give ourselves time and space to adjust, to reflect, and to recalibrate when needed. Courage is not about rushing the process or pushing ourselves to move faster than we are ready. It's about honoring our own pace and trusting that change will unfold in its own time. Ultimately, the courage to navigate change is what allows us to become the people we are meant to be. Change is the catalyst for growth, and without it, we remain stagnant, stuck in patterns that no longer serve us. By choosing courage over fear, we open ourselves to a life filled with infinite possibilities. The road may be challenging and the journey may be uncertain, but with courage as our compass, we can navigate any transition, overcome any obstacle, and step into the unknown with confidence and grace. The power to embrace change, to move through it, and to grow from it lies within each of us. It's not about being fearless, it's about moving forward despite the fear, trusting that every step brings us closer to who we are meant to be. We often hear the phrase, the journey is as important as the destination, but how many of us truly embrace this sentiment in our daily lives? It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of a goal, a dream, or an outcome. Whether it's a career milestone, a personal achievement, or a long-awaited event, the destination often feels like the end-all be-all. But if we focus solely on the destination, we risk missing the richness of the journey itself, the very thing that shapes us, teaches us, and molds us into the person we are becoming along the way. The truth is, the destination is often just a moment in time, a fleeting event that can be over before we even fully appreciate it. The journey, on the other hand, is the experience we live and breathe every single day. It's in the small everyday moments, the challenges we face, the lessons we learn, and the people we meet along the way. These are the things that truly shape us and offer meaning. The journey is where the growth happens, where we learn who we are, and where we discover what we are capable of. It's the slow, sometimes messy process of becoming, of pushing through difficulties, of finding new perspectives, and of constantly evolving. Celebrating the journey means honoring all of the steps, both big and small, that lead us toward our goals. It means acknowledging the effort, the time, and the persistence we've put into our work, our relationships, and ourselves. Often, we're so focused on reaching the end point that we overlook the progress we've made, the resilience we've built, and the wisdom we've gained along the way. Every step, no matter how seemingly insignificant, is part of the beautiful tapestry of our lives. If we only celebrate the destination, we miss the beauty of the process, the moments of joy, discovery, and even failure that help us grow. The journey is also about embracing imperfection. We live in a world that often values success, productivity, and achievements above all else. There's a pressure to always be moving forward, to always be reaching the next goal. But real life is rarely a straight line. It's filled with detours, setbacks, and moments of doubt. Sometimes the path is unclear, and sometimes we feel lost. But these are the very moments that teach us resilience and give us the opportunity to reframe our understanding of success. Celebrating the journey means embracing these imperfections, knowing that they are just as valuable as the moments of clarity and achievement. It's about being kind to ourselves, understanding that progress is rarely linear, and that every misstep is a part of the process. When we choose to celebrate the journey, we also begin to recognize the value in being present. We often hear about living in the moment, but it's easy to overlook how vital this truly is. If we're always looking ahead to what's next, we miss the richness of the present moment, the opportunities for connection, joy, and growth that are right in front of us. When we stop to appreciate the journey, we slow down, we become more mindful, and we engage more deeply with the people and experiences around us. It's in these moments of presence that we find the magic of life, that we cultivate gratitude, and that we begin to appreciate the beauty of the process itself, not just the result. The journey also involves growth that can only happen over time. Change doesn't occur overnight, and true transformation often comes through sustained effort, reflection, and learning. Every challenge we face along the way, every unexpected twist and turn, provides us with the opportunity to become better versions of ourselves. We don't always realize it in the moment, but every setback, every success, and every lesson learned is helping us to grow, evolve, and become more attuned to our deeper purpose. The journey is where we uncover strengths we didn't know we had, face fears that once held us back, and expand in ways that allow us to fully embrace who we are becoming. As we celebrate the journey, we also cultivate the ability to be more flexible with ourselves and our expectations. Life rarely turns out the way we expect, and the more rigid we are in our thinking, the more likely we are to feel disappointment or frustration when things don't go according to plan. By celebrating the journey, we open ourselves to the possibility that the detours, the surprises, and the unexpected twists are just as meaningful as the straight path we may have envisioned. Sometimes the detours lead us to experiences, people, and opportunities we never could have anticipated, and in hindsight, we realize that they were exactly what we needed all along. When we celebrate the journey, we also begin to recognize that our goals, while important, do not define us. It's easy to tie our self-worth to our accomplishments, or to think that we are only valuable once we reach the finish line. But the truth is, our worth is not determined by our destination. It is inherent in the very act of living, of showing up each day, and of committing ourselves to growth. Celebrating the journey means understanding that we are worthy of love, respect, and appreciation at every stage of our journey, not just at the final destination. The journey is where life happens. It is where we make memories, forge connections, and discover parts of ourselves we never knew existed. It's where we experience the highs and lows, the victories and defeats, the moments of clarity and confusion that all come together to form the rich fabric of our lives. When we choose to celebrate the journey, we not only enrich our own lives, but we also set an example for others to appreciate the beauty of the process. We inspire those around us to slow down, to embrace the imperfection, and to find joy in the small, everyday moments that make up the bigger picture. So take a moment to reflect on your own journey. Celebrate the progress you've made, the lessons you've learned, and the person you are becoming. Let go of the pressure to always be focused on the destination and instead embrace the beauty of the path you are on. When you celebrate the journey, you allow yourself to experience life fully, deeply, and with gratitude. And in doing so, you create a life that is rich with meaning, connection, and growth. So to all the women rowing north, may you embrace your vulnerability, redefine success, nurture your connections, and row with courage and intention. The journey is yours, and the destination is yours to define. Thank you.